Daha, daha. I'm gonna take a line from my good buddy D Train. I'm not gonna hit it the same way that he does. But hello and welcome to the Conversation Corner. Any and everybody. Uh, Literally just a little roundtable chat here. I need to get a theme song for this, man. It's like as often as this is requested, I should do it a little bit more frequently, get like a little schedule set up for it. I had one to start ish, not really, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Um, One thing in particular that I would like to talk about. I don't know if anybody out there has seen it. Depends on where you lie in the musical world. But I personally want to discuss the Locks versus Dipset versus. If you don't know anything about that, then we'll just leave that alone. We'll discuss that with people that are more knowledgeable about it. But we'll see how that goes. Got a few different people who've reached out to me about wanting to get involved in this, get a little bit of discussion going. Could literally be whatever you want. Uh, hey, look at that, Kelly.
Yes.
How are you today? How's your Sunday?
It's all right.
I've been lurking in that blood moon chat of yours. Looks like you've got some interesting developments going on over there. Anything you want to let the people know about your promotion?
Well, other than BMWF is going to be twice a week instead of once a week.
Wait. Twice a week. So you're doing two weekly shows now?
Yep, I'm have the regular time at Monday nights at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, and then Wednesday afternoons at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. Because it's a matter of trying to make sure I give people matches as much as possible, and only do it when I have them on Wednesdays.
Sounds like you might have had a little bit of a hiccup with your internet there for a little bit.
Hi.
One thing that I recommend is that you don't stress yourself out too much about trying to get everybody featured. That is a good way to get burnt out. Just do your best, book what you can, get these stories going. Anybody that's got any complaints about them, send them to your HR department, a la me, or Clinton, or Blake.
So you're offering your services as HR?
Hey, I am trying to get HR on as many companies as possible. I am tired of having to play characters and like do the wrestling bit. I just want to tell people to shut the fuck up when they're crying too much.
Knowing you, I'm not surprised.
Nah, that's a joke. Slightly. I'm still gonna tell people to shut the fuck up when they're crying too much anyway. But I'm always here for the storytelling and the wrestling aspects of it. I'm too much of a wrestling fan to not want to be involved in the shit that we do in this community.
Well, I know one of your so-called clients is in my company as well.
I don't know anything about that at all. Whatever that person is doing there, that is on them and their own volition.
All right.
I have ceased representation for most of my clients for like the last like month or so. They've been doing whatever the fuck they want.
Okay then.
Nah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing what Ivy kicks up in your company.
Yeah. Apparently, she didn't wasn't up for doing the name intoxication for the trio I have with her, Lita, and myself. because it's mainly was a short-lived stable with certain people in it, and I have no part in it. So
Well, it's not that it was a short-lived stable. It's still currently going. They are very much so a very active group. Uh,
okay.
the thing about intoxication is that they have, in a very short amount of time, got a little bit of familial vibes about them. Uh, I have a lot of people that have booked the intoxication people that I very very close to that are constantly looking to bring the team in any way, shape, form, or fashion back into the picture. So the chances are very high, chance point, that
Mm-hmm.
she's just looking to nip in the bud any potential confusion regarding that group.
Well, and speaking with her, we've got a different name, I guess. She said it's suggested bad for your health.
You know, that sounds like something she'd say. She's a total bitch.
God.
So have you been keeping your ears to the grapevine, so to speak, when it comes to what's been going on in the wrestling world?
You talking about Caw or are you talking about for real?
The real life wrestling.
I watch when I can, mostly pay attention to what's going on online because it seems like everybody and their freaking brother has a stream when it comes to Caw, and I can only concentrate so much on something.
Feel that. How do you feel about the recent releases from the WWE? If you've heard anything about those,
Um, as a fan, RIP WWE.
let me see.
From a
Where
fan's perspective, it's RIP WWE.
see the last crop that was announced is Bobby
NXT.
Fish, Bronson Reed, Jake Atlas, Ari Sterling, Kona Reeves, Leon Ruff, Stefan Smith, Tyler Rust, Zachariah Smith, Asher Hale, Giant Zangier, and Mercedes Martinez.
Well, I know I've been seeing like on WrestleZone.com the listing of what's been going on. And according to that listing, it's a mixture of 205 Live and NXT, it seems. And then it showed listing one person as like someone who was it had something to do with working in the performance center or something like that.
Yeah,
I
man, it's getting pretty crazy over there. It's looking like the Wild West.
It seems like yeah, they may be. I mean, you caught a little bit of the StreamYard that I was on last night with Susie and Miles
Yeah,
and Tito and Brandon.
yeah, I caught a little bit of that.
Yeah. So I mean, Brandon pretty much was seemed in a way from according to Susie like talking from like a fan's perspective, but apparently the whole business at this is all supposed to be like uh budget cuts and whatnot, but it's kind of like also you've made your bed, you lie in it type of situation as far as my opinion, because it's like the way it's like the way I feel with when they makes I what I make they make stupid trades in like baseball or some other sport. It's kind of like you think from a fan's perspective they have more to give to the company or to the team in that with their skills in the ring, and they could possibly do better as far as a personality, but it's not. I some it depends on who's making the cuts, and I guess I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's just solely Vince or if it's somebody else making all the cuts, the releases.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of different stories about that too. Nick Khan doing his job, managing the budget, Vince getting rid of talent. It's all speculation one way or the other. But see, I've come up with a conspiracy theory that's more than likely way off base, but it sounds way too good for me to not tell people about it.
You and your conspiracies.
Of course. See, I've got it under my little conspiracy umbrella, my little tinfoil hat, that this is the WWE's way of being able to work with their competitors without directly working with them. They release a bunch of talent, let them get grabbed by whoever, so that way they can increase their stock, and then they call their talent back home.
And if they're not up for going back,
Well, that just means the WWE missed the bus and fucked up by letting them go. But while I mentioned the competitors. There's a lot of rumors circulating around the biggest competitor in AEW right now, with Brian Danielson and CM Punk supposedly being signed. Uh, the likelihood of a Wyatt family reunion under the name of the Cult of Wyndham. There's a lot of rumors going around right now. Have you paid any attention to that any at all? You got anything to weigh in on that?
I've seen it being talked about and printed about, like on WrestleZone.com is one of the main sites I pay attention to, and then secondhand information from people in the community, from what they pay attention to. As far as CM Punk, it was probably it's been to the point where there is probably no chance in hell he would ever go back to the WWE with the bad blood between both parties, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, that bridge is long burnt.
But as far as Daniel Bryan, I mean that that is kind of like a surprise because I thought that he would be simply either WWE or bust, you know.
Yeah,
But
he's been a company man since he's got signed.
mhm. So, and now I'm hearing he's thinking there if he does come to AEW, I'll believe it when I see it.
That's exactly where I sit with a lot of it because right now it's all rumors, it's all speculation. Nothing has actually been confirmed by anybody. Uh, Once it happens, if it happens, I'll respond and react accordingly. But up until something's actually presented, it's all just rumors. See, the thing that I'm actually paying attention to right now is Adam Cole. I want to know what he's gonna do. His contract is set to expire soon. I want to know, is he gonna resign to the place that has been his dream? Is he gonna go back to the place that he built his name? Is he gonna go back to New Japan where he became even bigger? Or is he gonna go enjoy his friends and his wife in the elite?
Well, you may have to mute me because it seems like I'm echoing.
Weird. I don't hear it.
I do.
It's terrible.
I don't know who else is or who else is there.
It's just the two of us right now. Although, if anybody else would like to join, you know the routine. Slide in my DMs on Twitter. Hit me up on Facebook. I tell you to hit me up on Skype, but you can't. I'm not there.
Jesus.
Or, like if you happen to have a means of being in contact with one of my usual suspects, they'll also be able to get you the information that you need to get here. I've sent it out to a few people so they can hop in whenever they're available. We shall see.
I'll believe. As far as their appearances, I'll believe when I see it.
Now, and this Cult of Wyndham thing, I've been a big Bray Wyatt fan since he debuted as Bray Wyatt. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing where he ends up if Eric Redbeard and Braun Strowman go with him, or Adam Shear, whatever you want to call him. I want to know. I'm curious. Wherever he ends up is definitely going to get all of my attention.
Depends on where and how well they utilize them.
True. Adam Cole. If Adam Cole goes to AEW, I would not immediately throw him into the title picture. He does have a good storyline that can be built upon with the Bucks and Kenny through their history. But me personally, I'd want to see him just come in and like get established a little bit. Go in, if Miro's still holding on to that TV title, put him in there so those two can put on a clinic. But honestly, the one thing that I would want to see from Adam Cole, and I said this to a friend of mine the other day, is 100% bias on my part just because I love both wrestlers, but I would love to see him and Ricky Starks in a program. Ricky Starks is just money. Adam Cole is money. You put those two into a program, it is going to be gold.
It should be interesting.
That is true. I'm kind of hoping that he doesn't go to AEW though. Like, there's a part of me that wants him to either go back to Ring of Honor or go to New Japan. Brandon Ace has a pretty big opinion on the matter, it seems. Hop on in, Ace. Knowing you probably at the gym. So I think right now AEW needs to stop signing people. They've got a decently sized roster right now. They should just go ahead, focus on the stars that they've got, elevate the ones that they're working on, and give us some great stories.
I need to catch up on the Rampage and on Dark Elevation.
I think Rampage is this coming Friday.
Well, I'm mostly watching a lot of stuff going on in the community.
Yeah, I lurk in a few shows here and there. For the most part, though, within the community, I'm only watching a handful, like consistently. Here lately, I haven't really been watching too much of anything. I've got a little bit too much going on in my personal life.
Sometimes CAW is more entertaining than the real wrestling.
That's very true. We've got a lot of creative people that are participating in these communities and these shows, and there's a lot, and I mean a lot of good storytelling going on. I feel like it's kind of part of the reason why the digital wrestling scene has blown up so much is that there's so many different creatives going in here contributing a whole lot that's just making a lot of different people take notice of it.
Seems like everybody and their brother has a stream nowadays.
Hope you broke up there.
I ended up seeing some buffering on my end for some strange reason. I don't know why.
Could be having some internet troubles. If your Wi-Fi might be slowing down or whatever.
Yeah, I ended up having to get a LAN cable to help with my issues with my for my stream because I've been dropped from party chat. I've had my broadcast dropped during my broadcasts.
Oh man, who's yeah, we'll talk about the workarounds for that a little later. See what we can help out with that. I know a little something about internet stability and structure.
I got a 50-foot LAN cable.
Those things come in very handy.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna have it plugged in for whenever I stream, and then switch back to Wi-Fi whenever I don't.
See, the thing that, and I'm glad you brought them up, Ace. Uh, Company that I feel is doing everything right and is gonna have one of the best resurgences possible. Impact. Their talent pool is incredible right now. I don't think they are missing anything in any division. Like every time I see something announced from them, it looks stacked. It looks great. You get the uh, tape, get the matches, like results, everything, whatever highlights. They are putting on incredible shows left and right. And I think it really, really plays a big factor with them working with AEW so closely and New Japan so closely right now. Like, we're going to be getting a lot of dream matches that people have been building within the last few years that they thought was never possible.
At least Impact in AEW and places like New Japan and NWA, they proved how networking with other companies can work.
Yes, that's very true. And there are so many people that have been afraid to reach out and work with another company for various reasons. But I think that honestly, right now is the best time to be a wrestling fan because there is so much just in motion. It's incredible. I heard a thing that Impact is going to have a huge four-way pay-per-view. Hoping that is actually going to be a thing because if so, having NWA, AEW, NJPW, and fucking Impact all on the same fucking pay-per-view card. Oh man, that's gonna be special. Like that is something that if it actually happens, the E might be in big trouble if this trend of theirs keeps going.
Seems like Vince has it in his mind how he thinks things should go, and I agree with Susie when she thinks that says that she thinks that he should step down and the kids should take over.
I've been saying that for the last few years. Vince
But
is out of touch. A lot of the people working directly below him are also out of touch. They don't really like care much for what the fans want, and that's a lot of what's hurting the product. They're giving us a lot of the same stories, a lot of rematches, same match week after week after week. A lot of their talent isn't being pushed correctly. Like there's just so much that the WWE is currently doing wrong that it's kind of hard to believe that at one point or another they were the standard.
yeah, because they weren't PG. They weren't afraid to maybe break a rule or two, and they did. I don't know if they had the networks beat on their backs, breathing down their necks to the point where they had to do all the PG stuff. I mean, it seems like either they're right on the fence of what's wrong, what's not PG, all the way to PG and kind of filler type stuff, more for the kids than for the adults who grew up on what they used to promote.
Yeah, very much so. And a lot of the marketing that they used to do has shifted so dramatically that nowadays it's a little bit more difficult to get invested in a lot of the talent that they have because you've got like your marquee role players that are pretty much the ones that are getting a lot of the attention, a lot of the merch, and like you've got people like Xavier Woods, Big E, Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, who have these massive fan bases that are just kind of stuck in the shuffle, and like you're not really doing what you could with them to capitalize on those massive fan bases.
It's easy, seems like it's easy to depend on the usual suspects to be the ones that are the face of the company, the ones who get the most TV time, who get the most opportunities as far as the Universal WWE title, world title, that kind of thing, because it's kind of like their go-to. I mean, you have this huge crop of talent, but if you depend on all the just the legends that come in or the people who have such maybe are in a prime wrestling family all the time, no wonder things people get shuffled into the background and end up getting released.
So one of the things that has bothered me about WWE product within these last recent years is that I remember a time when it was difficult for a superstar to be a multi-time champion. Like they had to go months and months before they end up getting a second or third reign. And like nowadays, you look up and you'll get instances like Charlotte, where in the same year she's held the title like 8 times.
Hmm.
That kind of left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth.
I get. I understand the talent she has. I'm not doubting that she's talented. I just think if you put some of that same attention and same uh, effort into certain other superstars, they can easily get to that status.
That's
Oh
the
yeah.
problem.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Well, that's the problem. Can anyone hear me?
I
Oh
can
yeah.
hear you.
Well, that's the problem. WWE relies on certain people that makes them the most money. When you look at the women's division, who's gonna make them the most money? It's very simple. The four horsewomen.
Very true. Which is ridiculous when you think about it, because if you look at the following that the superstars in the WWE have, they could easily capitalize on a Nikki, on a Mia Yim, on Asuka. They have so much depth in every division, the tag scene, the women's division, the men's division, that the fact that they just keep going to these same people again and again is just mind boggling for me. Like,
1 second.
go ahead.
Yeah, I believe.
Well, alrighty.
Drum just beat Shifty.
You watching HWA?
Yeah, I have it on mute though.
Yeah, I didn't know he was still going, or I would not have started this at all. There's one thing
Yeah.
that I don't like to do is step on people's toes.
Well, they got a couple more minutes in HWA anyway. It's only a 4-hour show for today.
I am going to always and forever commend that hooligan on the fact that he runs that show like 4 hours consistently every week. Like, I can't do it. I nope. There's no way.
Or 6 hours on Saturday.
I couldn't do it. Like that'll destroy my voice. I destroy my voice enough as it is. I mean, you've been into some of my random streams with these games I play. Like I can get pretty excitable, pretty loud, and like with a lot of those, man, like by the time I get off air, like I'm dead. I'm beat. My voice is like no.
That's because you're squealing every time you get hit or something like in Outriders.
All right, so don't judge me. All right, like I don't do that on purpose. They shouldn't come out of nowhere and try to fuck me up. It's not cool. This is not how it goes. See, the game is you come out of somewhere and try to fuck me up, so that way you get fucked up. But when you come out of nowhere and try to fuck me up, that element of surprise means I have to squeal. It's even worse than Dead by Daylight. Like if I'm playing that game and I've got like Ghostface or like the Spirit, and they literally pop up on me out of nowhere. Oh god! Ah! Yep. I was playing one night. I'm so happy that I didn't stream it. Uh, I had no idea who the killer was. Like we went and fixed like 2 generators with no issues at all whatsoever. The killer has not been seen by anybody. Nobody got hit. It was just one of those games. And me and somebody else are working on this generator, and literally, like, no warning, no sounds, no nothing. Ghostface just comes out of nowhere and snatches me off of this generator, and I almost shat myself. I was just like, oh my god, like that was like a real life jump scare to me, and I was so happy I didn't stream that shit. I probably should have. It'll probably have got me some entertaining comments and some viewers, but man, that shit had me so scared. Demon Joker, how you doing?
Oh my god.
I'm looking for a few more quality horror games to get into, just so that way, like, I can stream those and like scare the pants off of other people while I get the shit scared out of me. There's not very many good ones though. A lot of the good ones have either been like streamed to death years ago, or like they're just not on PlayStation.
I'm not that big of a gamer on PS4.
More of a PC gamer.
I used to do a lot on my laptop, and I'm kind of getting bored with that. And I'm only into certain types of games on PlayStation, but some of the stuff I don't got the money for.
I am fortunate to be in the position that I'm in. I'm able to do whatever I want to, pretty much. Like I can buy whatever game I want, whatever system I want. Like it's a very huge difference than what I'm used to experiencing through my upbringing, and I honestly can't do anything but be grateful to be blessed to be in this position that I'm in.
Speaking of, uh, how is your manager's business going?
I'm sorry, what?
How is I heard that your manager is supposedly trying to work on a business. How is it going?
Uh, Truthfully speaking, I had to put that on the back burner a little bit. Uh, Too much, too fast, too soon. It will be getting picked back up here within like the next 2 to 3 weeks or so, just so that way I could actually make a little bit of headway with it.
Well, good luck to you on that.
It is a very difficult thing to do, starting a business from the ground up. But I love a challenge, and this is something that I've been very passionate about for a very long time. So I'm gonna actually try to see what I can do with it.
Well, fingers crossed. Just don't try not to burn yourself out.
No promises. I'm very skilled in the art of taking on too much. I do it to myself, and I know I do. I try to slow myself down sometimes and be like, yo, like, you know how you need to do this and how you need to approach it. But then it's like, if I just grab like 3 or 4 more obstacles, I could just go ahead and clear the road out of the way. And then, yep, I end up fucking myself over somehow. Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting, though. I'm actually hoping that I can get it moving the way that I want to. I've got a couple good friends of mine that are gonna be involved on the process, and I'm looking to reach out to a couple of other people that I know that are ridiculously talented when it comes to art and graphic design. So that way I can attempt to come up with some sort of contract with them to actually make this happen.
Well, hopefully you find the right artist for it.
I think I did. I definitely think I did. Their art style is like perfectly in tune with the type of imagery that I'm looking for. So
Hmm.
I'm just hoping that they're willing to work with me. Fingers crossed. We'll find
Fingers
out.
crossed. Fingers crossed.
Well, Kelly, I appreciate you dropping in here with me. Um, I typically let these run as long as the panel is gonna be jumping in and out and such. Uh, I'm honestly feeling like this one has been very what's the word I'm looking for here? Insightful, and I don't want it to lose that, if you know what I mean. We've had pretty good discussion here so far, and I feel like if I let this go a little bit too long, it'll end up breaching into some areas that'll like go so far left field because I know how I am. I'm incredibly left field by nature. I don't want to do that. So before I end up ruining what I've got while I got it, I want to go ahead and call it for this one here. So do you have any parting words that you would like to say to the people that we've got so far, and anyone that may pick it up later?
Well, to all who showed up, thanks for listening in.
Exactly that. And I don't know when the next time that I'm going to do one of these conversation things is. My schedule has been getting kind of crazy lately. Uh, and also just I just don't have much that I want to talk about lately. Like it's rare that something actually occurs. Like if it wasn't for these past couple weeks in wrestling, I wouldn't have had anything to talk about today. But as usual, the grind never stops. The grinder gang is always pushing for whoever, whatever. Like we got to keep those chains linked in, stay tight, stay close, and you know, as a good friend of mine has always said, you're only as strong as your weakest link. You're only as fast as your slowest runner, which means we're all in this together, and it takes just a little bit of practice to make sure that everyone is all on the same page. You got to keep that shit cracking. You know what I mean? Yeah, Blaze. This is what happens when you nap in the middle of the day. You still got a little bit of time, man. I can shoot you a link. You can hop on in here, get your piece off, or you just piece off. That's a word to you know, Gordon, my good buddy, wherever he is. Hang on, Blaze. I'm gonna shoot this to you so you can hop in real quick, just so you can join it. But same call time, same call place. We will call you back for a conversation. Oh man, that fucking hurt. Oh man, that was fucking terrible. Oh man, we're going back to the drawing board.
Oh shit.
I slid it to your DMs on Twitter. Wally!
Hey, Wally.
It's always good to see you, buddy. Hope you've been having a good one on this lazy Sunday. But I am going to pull the plug on this here broadcast. I'll have another one coming within the next week or two. Rumor has it that GPW has a big show coming up, and there may or may not be a talk show for said show that I may or may not be involved in. So keep your eyes peeled. Saturday. That's about it. That's all I can tell you. You know, rumor has it Blaze McCoy is all elite, and that's the note that you ended on. Oh shit, it's still going. Oh god. I'm just kidding. I will see you guys later. Peace, love, chicken grease, and all that good shit. Boop.